Welcome to Cooking with Glenn and Kati. Today I'll be making a family favorite, chicken and dumplings. Everybody in my family loves them, and it's a cold and windy and damp day today, and so I think it's a perfect day for me to send my family some chicken and dumplings. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put 4 cups or 1 quart of chicken stock into the pot. And this can be chicken bouillon. You can boil a chicken and use the stock from that. Better than bouillon. Doesn't matter, but give it some chicken flavor with some bouillon. I put 1 quart of chicken stock in here, and I need to fill it so it's about 3/4 full of water. So I'm going to do that now, and then I'm going to bring it to a boil. The water is boiling now, and so I'm going to go ahead and put the vegetables in. The first vegetable I'll be putting in will be some celery. This is chopped celery. Put some chopped carrots in. Both of these are 1 cup, and 1 cup of onions. I'll add 1 tablespoon of garlic. This is minced garlic. 1 teaspoon of salt. The bouillon has some salt in it too, so don't put any more than that. You can salt it to taste at the very end. And 1 teaspoon of pepper. So now I'll let this go for just a few moments and bring it back to a boil, and then we'll start adding the dumplings. Now it's time to add the flat dumplings. I've used Mary B's. These are Annie's. Both of them are excellent. They're real thin dumplings that I'll break in 5 to 7 pieces. You don't want to leave them any bigger because they swell up, and trust me, break them up before you put them in or as you put them in. So I'm going to open this up, and you'll see that each one of these is separated, which I like, by some wax paper or some parchment paper. So I'll just take these apart. So there's 3 on each one of them. Now it's the time to put the noodles in. These are flat dumplings, and so I'm going to break them apart. And you see it's boiling, and you want it to be boiling when you put them in. And you break these in 6 or 7 pieces. You want them to be small like that because the dumplings swell up. So let me put some more in. And then when it stops boiling, then you stop for a minute, you stir it, and bring it back to a boil again before you add some more to it. And you constantly stir because you don't want the dumplings to stick on the bottom. You don't want the dumplings to stick on the side. And so you constantly need to do it, especially at the end of the 45 minutes. When I get all the dumplings in it, I'll cook them for 45 minutes, and then we'll add the rest of the ingredients. You can see the noodles. We have all the noodles in the pot. You'll need to stir this ever so often. I would say every couple minutes, and maybe constantly towards the end. Set a timer for 45 minutes and let it cook for 45 minutes. Bring to a boil, but not a rolling boil, just kind of a gentle boil, and they will cook. But again, be careful because they will stick on the side, they'll stick on the bottom if you don't stir ever so often. This is the halfway mark. You can see that it is getting thicker. Make sure that you are stirring and make sure that there's nothing on the bottom. If you feel one of the flat dumplings on the bottom, kind of push and try to scrape it off a little bit. You don't want it to burn. That's something that you need to be careful about. And you definitely know that you're not stirring enough if something sticks on the bottom of the pot. We're at the last 10 minutes. When you're at this point, you need to stir constantly. Look how thick this is getting. You can see the noodles. Look how big those noodles are getting. They expanded, and you don't want them any larger than that. And now it's time to put the last two ingredients. This is cream of chicken soup. This is a regular 10.5 ounce can of chicken and cream of chicken soup. But I use a family, instead of 2 of those, I use a family size, which is a little bit larger. It's, I believe, 26 ounces. And so that's going to work out well. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and put this in. I'll stir this around. Take a little bit of time for all this to incorporate. And finally, at the very end, I'm going to put in the 2 chicken breasts. And notice that I've shredded them up. I've got them finely shredded. You don't want big chunks, you just want smaller pieces. So I'm going to add this to it. And that's it. I'm going to mix this together, stir everything in. So I'm going to cook it for a few more seconds as I stir everything in, and then I'll pour up a bowl so you can see what it looks like. I just turned the unit off of the stove top here, and I'm stirring it. You need to continually stir it every few minutes so it doesn't stick on the bottom, because it's possibly can do that for the next little while. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and spoon out a bowl of this, or dip out a bowl so you can see what it looks like. Oh man, it looks good. So look at that. Just look how pretty that is, all the different components of the soup. Makes a pretty soup, but a very delicious soup. And bowls this wide allow you to be able to let it cool more quickly. And so you can, I tasted it and there was enough salt in it, but you may want to taste it and add more salt if you feel it needs some more.
We just cannot wait to try Boss chicken and dumplings.
They look so good.
Yes. It's gonna go.
At least you're gonna try first? Okay.
Wow, that's so good.
Perfect for a rainy day, which is, it's rainy today. This is perfect. Yes, total comfort food. Delicious. Yeah.
Thank you for joining us with Cooking with Glenn and Katie. If you enjoyed this episode, click the like button, share it with your friends, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and if you've subscribed, make sure you click the notification button so you'll be informed when we have some new videos coming out. And thank you very, very much for watching, and we'll see you later. See ya.